Now once this episode has been generated, we calculate each and every state that has occurred in this episode. So suppose there are n different number of states, say s1 to sn. Then for I equal to 1 to n, or number of different states, we do for each state si, we calculate the return following the first occurrence of state si. That is, suppose our state si occurred 5 times, then we will calculate the return following the first occurrence of our state. Okay, since this is the first visit Monte Carlo methods. And then once this return has been calculated, we assign it, or we append it to a list of empty returns, that is returns of si. Okay, in this episode we calculate the return following the first occurrence of state si, and we append it to a list of returns for si, and then we take the average of these returns. Say in this episode we calculate the return which is 5. In next episode we calculate the return that is 10 following the state si, and in our third episode we calculate that the return following the first visit is say 15. So the average of these return is 5 plus 10 plus 15 divided by 3, and once this average is calculated, we assign it to the value function for this state. So in this way, we once this has been done for each and every state, we again go to this step, we again generate an episode, and again we repeat this process. So in this way we calculate our state value function using the Monte Carlo methods. And as I said, this is not very important algorithm, so we will not devote much of our time in this algorithm.
So when the model of the environment is known, that is the transition probabilities and the immediate returns of making transition from one state to another state by taking some action, when all these things are known, that is PASS dash and RASS dash are known. So in these situations the task is very simple. You just need to estimate the state value function. But when the model of the environment is not known, such as the transition probabilities are not known and the immediate rewards are not known for the transition, then it becomes very useful to estimate the action value function, the state action value function. When the model is not known, then it becomes particularly useful to estimate the action values, and we can use both first visit and every visit Monte Carlo methods for estimating the action values. But here we will focus only on the first visit Monte Carlo. So in first visit Monte Carlo, for estimating the state values, we have already seen that we just calculate the return following the first occurrence to a particular state in an episode. But when evaluating the action value function or state action value function, so suppose there are n plus 1 number of episodes, e0 to en, and suppose again we will consider episode e1. You can consider any of the episode ei. So we consider here episode e1, and now say again you come across state s3, and in this state s3 there are n possible actions, a1 to an, and suppose you are calculating the value of taking action a3 in state s3. Okay, you want to calculate this value, that what is the value of taking action a3 in state s3. So what you do is, suppose there are 5 number of visits, that is in 5 situations in this episode e1, when state s3 was encountered, action a3 was selected by our policy, okay, or by the agent. Okay, so that is in our policy, or in our episode, that is in our episode e1, 5 times action a3 was selected in state s3, and the returns following those visits to state s3 and action a3 were r1, r2, r3, r4 and r5. So in the first visit Monte Carlo method, we will consider just this r1, and we again append it to a list of returns following state s3 and action a3. That is, we will append it to a list for taking action a3 in state s3, and likewise we do this in each and every episode, E0 to En, for state S3 and action A3, that is state action pair S3 and A3. And after calculating these returns in every episode, we just take the average and we assign it to the value of taking action A3 in state S3. So in this way we do this for every state action pair, and in this way we can calculate or we can estimate the action value function or the state action value function. So the two problems in Monte Carlo that we generally face is exploration, and the second is infinite number of iterations used in the evaluation step. Especially for action value, when we evaluate action value function, then we face these two problems. Here we'll consider the first problem, that is exploration. Suppose the policy that we use to evaluate the action value is a deterministic policy. That is, for a particular state there is only one action that is selected by this policy. So every time this state occurs, the policy selects only a particular action. Once the learning has been done, we see that due to this deterministic policy, all the state action pairs were not visited for that particular state. So we need to ensure that every state action pair occurs infinite number of times ideally during the learning process. So to ensure this, we generally use the concept of exploring starts. That is, so as I already mentioned, the learning can be efficient only if every state action pair is visited ideally infinite times. And suppose we are following our deterministic policy, then in this case few of the actions will never be selected, hence learning won't be efficient in this case. This I already mentioned. And now the third point is we need to assure exploring starts. So what we do in exploring starts is, at the very first step of the episode, we assign the non-zero probability of occurrence of each state action pair. That is, each time we start a new episode, we assign the probability of occurrence as non-zero to every state action pair, and in this way different state action pairs are selected in each episode in the first step, and this concept is known as the exploring starts. And the first algorithm that we'll consider on this assumption is known as the Monte Carlo ES, or Monte Carlo exploring starts algorithm. So now we'll consider algorithms for Monte Carlo control, that is approximating the optimal policies. So we will consider here three algorithms: Monte Carlo ES, or Monte Carlo with exploring starts, on policy Monte Carlo, and off policy Monte Carlo algorithm. For Monte Carlo ES algorithm, that is Monte Carlo with exploring starts, we use two assumptions. That is, exploring starts, we assume that starting of the episode is done randomly. That is, we assign non-zero probability of occurrence of each state action pair. And the second assumption is that in this evaluation step, evaluating the action value function for a policy pi, we have infinite number of episodes. Okay. So in generalized policy iteration, or in short GPI, what we have initially is this policy pi. So initially we are having this policy pi, then we evaluate this action value function. We will see how we can evaluate this action value function, but for now just assume that we can evaluate this action value function using infinite number of episodes for the evaluation step, and then we make this policy greedy with respect to this action value function. What is the meaning of greedy? I will show you in the next slide, in the next few slides. So this step guarantees an improvement in the policy, and finally it takes us to the optimal policy and optimal action value function for the optimal policy. That is, we have a policy, we evaluate the action value function, and now we make our policy greedy with respect to this action value function, and we do this process repeatedly.